Your prospects aren't thinking about it, they're stuck, and you're letting them stay there. My name is Jason Forrest. For over 20 years, I've coached sales pros and leaders across hundreds of teams, and I've used one framework in every industry to handle objections without pressure: the Agree, Lead, Resolution framework. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to apply it so you can move people from hesitation to resolution. Let's go. So if you're in sales, you're probably hearing the same three things over and over again. I need to think about it. We're not ready yet. Let's wait. What you're really facing isn't resistance. It's actually lack of emotional urgency and lack of clarity. And the objection that you hear isn't the actual problem. The lack of leadership and clarity actually is. So today, I'm going to give you a tool that will help you see objections for what they really are: opportunities to lead and give yourself an unfair advantage. So what you're about to watch is a clip from my 5-4-3 factor conversion challenge. This is a 5-day, 1 hour a day live coaching experience where I teach the mindset, the language, and the process of selling like a sales warrior. And in this specific portion, I'm teaching one of the most powerful objection frameworks I've ever created. This is called the Agree, Lead, Resolution framework. This tool will show you how to handle I need to think about it without pressure, how to create emotional urgency without manipulation, how to lead prospects who say we're not ready into clarity, and move people towards resolution instead of chasing them with follow-up. So lean in, and as you watch this training, don't just listen for what to say, listen for who you need to become. Let's go. So agree, lead, resolution framework, okay? So basically, here's the main thing you need to know. And that is, the first truth is this: objections are not the resistance. Objections are the signal, okay? They show you exactly where leadership is required. Like, that's what happens. That's what objections are. So what we want to do is we want to completely be one with the objection so that the customer doesn't feel that we're trying to get defensive. So one of the biggest mistakes that we make when it comes to handling objections is that we become defensive and we argue with the objection, or we do something like we disagree with them. So for example, let's say the customer says, things are so expensive compared to when they were like a few years ago. Think about this. You have two options. You have option A and option B. So option A is you disagree with them. And you're like, well, I mean, they're not really that much more expensive. I mean, it's not that much more expensive than it used to be. That's option A, okay? You have option B, which is, yeah, it's definitely more expensive than it used to be. Okay, so which one is in rapport with you? Immediately going, well, they're not that much more expensive, disagreeing, or B, which is, yeah, I agree, they are more expensive. So the truth will set you free. Well, you're probably thinking, I know John is right now on the call. He's thinking, Jason, I don't understand. You're telling me I'm totally gonna agree? I mean, isn't that like agreeing with the objection? Yeah, but let me share with you why this is gonna work, okay? Here we go. So when you first agree with them on an emotional level, it's gonna lower the resistance. So what it says is that I hear you, this makes sense. So you're first gonna agree with them emotionally. I hear you, this makes sense. Okay, then you're going to agree with them logically, because there's really two parts of our brain, right? There's the emotional side of our brain and there's the logical part of our brain. So we want to agree with them emotionally and agree with them logically. So when you do this, this aligns with the buyer's reasoning and they don't feel attacked. Our prefrontal cortex is either lit up or our amygdala is lit up. And so if your prefrontal cortex is lit up, that means that people can think about their future. They think about their future self. They can visualize what they're trying to become. And that's the whole reason why they're talking to you. They're talking to you because they're trying to say yes to their future self. And you can either be the catalyst that helps them achieve their future self goals, or you can be the cage that gets in the way. Okay, so if you tell them the truth, that you're the catalyst that helps them get there faster, or if you lie to them, now you're going to create friction that's going to be the cage that's going to stop them from achieving it. You don't want to be that. You just want to help them achieve what they want to achieve, right? And so we want to help light up that prefrontal cortex, get them to move forward. But anytime we lie to them or we're dishonest with them, we're lighting up the amygdala, which is that fight, flee, freeze response that causes them to go, I feel a little unsafe right now. If you're serious about leading buyers to clear decisions, download the digital version of the Agree, Lead, Resolution framework right now. Use it, practice it, internalize it. Click the link below. All right, back to the video. All right, so first we agree. We agree emotionally, we agree logically, then lead. L is lead. Lead is we lead the reframe, okay? So this is when you shift the belief that's blocking them. So this is when you help them see things differently. Remember I told you when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So we're just gonna change their perspective. We're gonna reframe them. So one of the most powerful things you can do in influence is just give them a new pair of glasses, help them see things a little bit differently. That's the most important thing that you want to be able to do, right? And then R is resolution. And so resolution is, this is that certainty moment. This is where you close the loop. So the customer says, man, I'm kind of concerned that, the prices are super high right now and they're so much higher than they used to be and things cost so much more than they used to be. I'm also kind of concerned that maybe prices will drop. And so I'm just kind of, I don't know, I'm just not really sure, right? So that's what they say to you. That's a real life concern, right? So the first agree is this, okay, write this down. I agree that prices are higher than they were before. That's it. Just, yeah, I agree. Prices were higher than they were before. All right, that's the first agree. The second agree is what you are talking about is inflation, correct? That's the second agree. So what you're trying to do is you can see I'm agreeing with them emotionally. Yeah, prices really are higher. And then the second agree is that really what you're talking about is inflation, correct? So I want to put a label to it. Remember I've taught you before that when you label something, you tame it. So I want to control the frame and I need to now call it what it is. And so instead of just prices, I want to control it and talk about inflation, right? Okay. Now then what I want to do is lead and I want to reframe, check this out. I want to reframe inflation to something that's positive, something that I can influence, something that I can get them to see things differently on, okay? So this is a very important skill set that you want to master, and you want to start thinking about what are the things people say that are negative and how can I frame them, reframe them into something positive, okay? So that's what I want to do, all right? So here's how I would do this. I would say, do you have a problem with appreciation like you do inflation? You see what I did? I took the negative term of inflation and I reframed it to appreciation. They're both the same word, guys. Appreciation and inflation, it's the same thing. It just depends on which side of it are you on. Any of you who bought something many years ago have been benefiting from appreciation, but those of you who did not buy it are now being punished by inflation. So again, the resolution is basically that. So let's see if it makes sense for you to purchase today so you can start benefiting from appreciation and stop being punished by inflation. So that's the resolution part. So I'm talking to a customer and they're like, oh my gosh, it's just the prices are so expensive and I just can't believe how things cost these days. And you're going to charge me blank for that. And I remember back several years ago, that same blank was like, whatever, $15,000 less or 20% less, or it would only cost me this. Prices are so much higher than they used to be. It's like, it's not just plumbing. It's not just ceiling fans. It's not just houses or land, or it's not just windows. It's really everything. Like eggs have gone up, by $1 a carton. Milk is higher. I just tried to book a plane ticket to Cancun and it was like $400 more than it was before. Car prices, have gone up $20,000 for the average car just in the last few years. It's insane. What else are you noticing? What else are you noticing that have gone up? Like, everything's gone up. Yeah. So really what you're talking about is inflation, correct? Yeah, inflation. So I'm curious, do you have the same problem with appreciation as you do inflation? What do you mean, Jason? Well, what I mean is if I would have met you 2 years ago and you would have said yes to this 2 years ago, you would have been benefiting from the investment return of appreciation. But now, because you've been on the sideline for 2 years, you're now being punished by inflation. And the thing I need you to know about real estate is real estate always goes up in value. Sure, there might be some moments where it goes down in value, but as a whole, it's always going up in value. I need you to see real estate as like a choo-choo train with tracks that never end. What you have to decide is, are you willing to get on the tracks, get on the choo-choo train and start benefiting from appreciation? Or is it not the right timing for you and continue to be punished by inflation? Now, here's the thing, okay? Mark my words, I will not allow you to purchase today if the only reason why you're purchasing is to stop being punished by inflation. because that's not a good reason to buy. You want to buy because you have a problem big enough that needs to be solved today, and it's worth solving, that it will improve your life if you say yes today. So why don't we find out if we have a solution here to solve your problem of XYZ? And if we do, you can start benefiting from appreciation and stop being punished by inflation. Are you ready to begin? So that's it. That's the framework, the agree, lead resolution. It's simple, right? When you learn how to lead instead of react, you stop chasing, you stop convincing, and you start guiding people to truth. So if this resonated with you, you need to experience the full 5, 4, 3 factor conversion challenge. It's a 5-day, 1 hour a day live coaching experience where I personally will teach you the mindset, the language, and the process to increase your conversion without pressure or manipulation or cheesy coupons. So click the link, join the challenge, and let's lock in the version of you that executes 6 months from now, not just today. And if you're serious about becoming the best in your market, subscribe to this channel. I'm here to help you sell with certainty, lead with truth, and earn what you're truly worth. This is Jason Forrest. Push yourself to become a better version of you.